Welcome in to another Mission 1000 podcast. Today we got a awesome guest who has some common ground with me because I've been in the now sports moment NFT game since the very beginning of NBA Top Shot, but now we've got our favorite sport, football, released with the NFL All-Day Moments still in beta, and we have a top 1% account owner of NFL All-Day with us today. Jax Logan West, welcome in.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to just share some camaraderie in this space and just kind of talk, this new opportunity we all have.
Yeah. Well, so we're going to put a huge halt on everything I just said because I guarantee half, if not more, of the people watching this don't even know what an NFT is, even though that language being buzzed around the internet everywhere. People might have seen that language and the term NFT, but why don't you describe for us what an NFT itself is?
Oh man, well, I've been doing that a lot lately because nobody understands anything in this space, and they all just think, you and me and everyone else in this space are kind of crazy for doing this. But the easiest way I explain it to people, a non-fungible token, and they say, well, it doesn't make sense, especially like with Top Shot or All Day. It's a small little video, and you can look it up online and yada yada. The way I explain it, especially like with the pictures. So if a famous one out there, if you're watching this, is a Board 8 Yacht Club.
Yeah.
It's the pictures of apes, and I remember looking at them in the beginning. They were like $3,000, and I said, "Why would anybody spend money on this?" Well,
Yeah.
now they're $250,000. The way I look at it is, I could walk into your house today, and you could have the most beautiful painting of Mona Lisa, like just so crisp, so fine. It's got all this nice lighting, and it's in this nice case with humidity control and all this stuff. But I know that that's not the original Mona Lisa. Okay. And even though that you have a beautiful copy, it's not the same thing. So the same thing with these NFTs, I could copy and paste that Board 8 Yacht Club photo or JPEG, but I'm not owning the actual physical number one serial number or whatever the serial number is in consideration to All Day and Top Shot and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the simplified way I explain it to people. And then I pivot from there and I just say, hey, listen, why? I say, you think this is crazy. I said, does a Michael Jordan #1 rookie card make sense to you? Like, and they're like, oh yeah, if you had that, it's worth like millions. And I'm like, it's a piece of paper. It's a piece of cardboard with some ink on it. Like, people place the value on what they want to collect. So,
And if I take a picture of your Michael Jordan 1 of 1 rookie card and I
yeah,
print it out and I have that now, it's not the same thing, right? So same with
not even
NFTs.
close.
So the NFT is guaranteeing your ownership of this digital asset on the blockchain. So you're registered as the owner. You can't duplicate that and you can't counterfeit that as well. So it's yeah, in relation to what we're talking about today with sports collectibles, we've go back to last century. We have sports cards like that right there. That's a physical sports card that
Yep.
can be owned, it can be sold, it can be traded. Same with these digital sports collectibles. The only
Yep.
difference is they can't be damaged, they can't be lost, and they can't be stolen.
And I'd say one other thing you left out was just the marketplace. Like, although we'll get a little bit more into that later, the marketplace for these digital assets is so much more transparent. Whereas, like, if you are a collector of one of those physical cards, you have to now send that in to get, you know,
Right?
a certificate of authenticity
Yep.
and rated, and it has to be in a sealed package. You got to keep it out of UV lighting, all these different things, and that go into it. And by the time, let's just say last year, Joker's MVP in the NBA, by the time you get that card in, and it gets back to you, it could be 2, 3 months. Next thing you know, he's suspended for pushing some dude. and his
That's right.
market for his cards are tanking. Whereas in Top Shot or Allday, for instance, somebody's hot like Jamar Chase this last season, boom, his cards are going to be flying off the shelves or off the digital shelves, if you could say.
Yeah, the marketplace. That's right. Well, so we're mostly going to be talking about NFL all day today because I think that's what I'm most excited about. I don't know if are you more of a basketball fan? It seems like the
So
Celtics. You got the
I
Celtics. Oh,
actually
yeah.
I'm away, but I only brought minimal clothes. So like I got all polos and stuff. I guess I could have thrown on my Patriots polo, but no, I'm way more NFL, and that's where I almost feel like I want to kind of pivot.
Yes.
I love Top Shot, and I love it, but just with everything that's been going on with it, um, and for people not, there's just a lot of controversy in the marketplace with challenges and just the how much moments are getting pushed into the marketplace. So like for me, Allday is a great opportunity, and I'm honestly thinking about liquidating my Top Shot altogether and just coming over and starting fresh with Allday.
Yeah, yeah, so am I. I'm thinking about liquidating the Top Shot, except for, I've got a LeBron and, some things that I know will age well. 'Cause it's a
Yeah,
long-term play at this point. At the very beginning of Top Shot, it was a cash grab, and a lot of early adopters made a lot of money in the beginning, and they thought they'd made a lot of money, and then they held for too long, and then lost a lot of money too. But yeah, the
yeah,
ones that the goats are gonna appreciate over time, no matter what, especially if it's an early series. So you
yeah.
are you're a Bostonite, so I'll tell you right now, I try not to make too many friends with Patriot fans. You're my new friend now, so we could be cool. I've got like two other friends in my whole life that are also from Boston and are also Patriot fans, who happen to be really cool. But so I'll take you under my wing as a friend here,
Hey,
Jax.
I
But
am just phony, so I'm full blown, die
I
hard for life.
I know that is just the absolute worst if you're not from Boston, getting along with Patriot fans. But
Yeah,
no, y'all are all very cool. You've just had such an easy life. It's just easy not to like you.
yeah. I get it. I get it.
I'm just playing, but I'm from Dallas. Oh, Cowboy fan, but I did throw on the military honors uniform for you since you're in the military. Appreciate your
I
service.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Cool. I love those jerseys and the sweatshirts too. My buddy got me one of those, real nice.
yeah, yeah, badass.
Yeah,
So NFL all day. So now we've again moved from sports cards, from the 1900s. Now we're in the 21st century, and we're looking at digital assets, and the NFTs are coming on huge. And this particular collection is. Let's describe the difference for everybody real quick, so they know what it is, right? So with a card, you've got a picture of a moment in time, and there may be a description on the back, there may be a serial number to the card, you know whatnot. Well, this is a little bit different, so you actually get a video clip of the entire moment. So let's use Tom Brady as an example. If he throws
perfect.
a touchdown to Chris Godwin, and you're in Tampa Bay, by the way, right now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been the number one discussion. Everybody busting my beans out here, like, oh, how do you feel about us stealing Tom Brady? I'm like, yes, carry on.
Yeah, so Tom Brady throws an incredible touchdown to Chris Godwin in the end zone, and that's a moment in time. It may be a 30 or 40-second video clip showing all kinds of different angles from the play and the celebration afterwards, and you get to see the GOAT in action, and you can own that moment. This is an NFL licensed product that you are now declared the owner if you own the moment, and there's only a limited amount of these moments. So for instance, Tom Brady's rare moment that they came out with on NFL All Day, there's only what, 1199 of them in existence, or maybe it's
Yeah,
899 of them, I can't remember.
I
But
think it's 8.99. But yeah, you want
899.
to have that.
You want to have that one right now. His common moment, which they've made 10,000 of, they're trading right around the 400. I think they sunk below 400 yesterday. The market's kind of down because people sell off when pack drops are coming. So
Yeah.
just like so explain pack drops. Just like when you had sports cards, they came in a pack. Explain pack drops and that craziness to everybody.
It's definitely craziness. With Allday still being in beta, it's kind of got or like a testing phase. If you're not familiar with beta, it's a little bit less transparent as Top Shot, where you'll get notifications out the wazoo. You'll know like a week in advance that something's coming out. But essentially, they'll announce, a few days prior, hey, or a day prior, we're gonna drop this pack, and it's kind of like an exclusive moment. Say if your record store said, hey, we're gonna have so many signed copies of, this CD by Dr. Dre, whomever, and he might be there for signings. He's only going to be here for these amount of hours, and we only have 10,000 copies that we're giving out. Well, similar, like you get in line, you wait. If you get to the front of the line, you get to buy one of the packs. And then recently, Top Shot and Allday have kind of adjusted things and said, hey, if there's packs left, you can get back in the back of the line and buy another one. As of now, they limit you to 2. I hope they don't change that. But, it's a love-hate thing. Because a lot of times you'll be pumped, like there's a pack drop today, and you're all excited for this drop. And then you don't even get in line. Like, there's only 10,000 packs and you're number 16,000, and you're kind of just hoping people fall out of line or whatever it may be. So that's the bummer aspect. But then there's times you're the number 1 in line and you got that pack. And based on the different types of packs, they'll break it down and say, hey, this pack contains, let's just, for example, 90% common moments, 8% rare moments, and 2% legendary, which legendaries can vary from 1 of 29 to 1 of 69. So they're going to be high sought after, especially when whales or just people that are really into collecting want to complete these sets. So you have a good opportunity if you're looking to make a quick buck, or if you're for long-term investment. But yeah, as you know, pack drops have come a long way from the beginning of Top Shot.
Yeah,
And then
that's an interesting dynamic too when you're talking about collectibles like this. Even though it's a digital collectible, you've got people that are in the space that are collecting these moments because they're fans of the sport or fans of their team, and they're trying to collect. As like I know, I snooped your account today because
yeah,
I'm curious as to what you were holding. You're a Patriots fan, and you got a shitload of Patriot moments, right? It only makes sense. I bought some rare cowboy moments because I'm a cowboy fan, right? But I own a little bit of everything, and you're trying to.
gotta get that Cooper.
I know Cooper's gone. I know.
But he'll end up being a bottleneck for you guys later. Maybe we'll see
We'll
for your
see.
team set.
We'll see. I'm glad they
Yeah,
chose Gallup though. But
yeah,
anyway, so you've got the collectors that are in it because they're fans and they want to collect these things, and then you've got people in the space that don't even care about football or on Top Shot, don't even care about basketball at all, who are there
yeah,
to trade the market like it's the stock market, like they can buy it low on a moment,
yep,
knowing that it's a low serial number that they can sell higher, or if the moment, if someone accidentally lists the moment in the marketplace too low, they don't realize it, which they should
yeah.
realize because it tells you what the floor is. But somebody sold, 2 days ago, what they sold at that Tom Brady moment for $130 when the next lowest ask was 400, and they must have just
Yeah,
been out of their minds, or they must have forgot to click an extra one or a zero or something.
I've seen that all around. My cousin actually got he's the one who originally got me into Top Shot. Um, he got that same Tom Brady common moment for $69. Right before the spike just went nuts.
Yeah.
Essentially, somebody listed it and he used the link through Own the Moment, and next thing you know, it's $300-400 for the. He just paid $69. So although he's an avid fan, he flipped it because he knew he'd be able to buy back in. I entered the space kind of as an investor, more just to kind of be diverse and with crypto and regular NFTs. And then this, I just felt more of a sense of security compared to some of the NFTs and stuff you'd find on OpenSea, where it's a fad and it could be hot today, and then you just wasted thousands of dollars.
That's
and then
right.
I also just really felt a lot more secure having the licensing of the NBA or the NFL, and there's no burn fees. Whereas if you're familiar with,
Gas.
I won't say actual NFTs, but gas fees, gas fees,
We call them
and
flow
just
fees.
like you think you got a deal, say in that instance of a Tom Brady, you're like, oh, I got it for $100, but the gas fees are $100 at that moment. So it's just,
Or the
it
gas fees
was
can be more than the NFT sometimes.
exactly. And so that whole NFT world, I mean, I appreciate what they have going on, and I've played into it a little bit, but
Yeah.
I just feel like this is a much more secure system with a, even a customer service based type of situation. If you're into a Discord for Allday or NBA Top Shot, you can reach out to some of the admins, and if you have an issue, they'll usually be able to fix it for you pretty quick.
Yeah. That's a great point too. So, most NFTs in the marketplace that are on OpenSea, you have to use the coin Ethereum to purchase the NFT, right?
Yeah,
Um, Whereas the NBA and the NFL licensed products, Top Shot and All Day, they've made it very easy for the common person who may not hold crypto or may not understand how to use crypto to buy into these NFTs, because you can purchase them with Ethereum like you can any other NFT, but you can also buy them with your debit card or your credit card right off the
debit
bat.
card, credit
Okay.
card, wherever, which
Not
is
a
I
lot of
think
people are
amazing.
doing that. So anybody can really, there's an easy bear to entrance with the sports moment NFTs at the meantime. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And um, the they have a marketplace within their own website, within their own platform outside of OpenSea, where you can buy and sell your moments instantly, right?
yeah.
So talk about that and talk about how you find opportunity in the marketplace.
Well, honestly, so like you mentioned, like I got all the Patriots moments for now. Um, I'm just basing my all day experience off of Top Shot's experience and just how collector scores wise, you know, eventually, because we're still in the beginning phases, they're going to have rewards, I guess you could say, for having completed sets. So for me, if I'm going to complete a set, I'm going to complete my home team. Unfortunately, Top Shot, I got stuck with Charlotte because it was just the easiest one. And at the moment, I wasn't spending $4 grand for a Kelly Olynyk, So run it back. So that's what I kind of focus on, the sets. And then just with how new All Day is, and you do have those investor types that are just trying to flip. They're really giving real collectors and investors, just a little bit more opportunity, because a lot of these rares, for instance, are selling for $35-40, when in reality the floor for them should be at least 70s to 100 for these rare moments. So for me, I look, and if you're a fan of NFL, it makes it pretty easy, because if you're not a fan, you don't know. But like for me, I know Russell Gage, huge player last year for Atlanta. They didn't do much, but I think he has huge potential going down the road. His
Yeah.
rare is still like $40. You got guys
39.
like, 39 now. Hunter Renfro, he was the backbone of the Raiders.
Yep.
He's selling in the 40s. I'm like, this is silly, because all it's going to take is one breakout season. For me, obviously I'm biased, but I do feel like Mac Jones will be a top 10 quarterback in this league. And people look at, they're distracted with the Dak Prescotts and the Mahomes and all these other players. So if you have a little bit of a privy into NFL, you can kind of find these niche players. And I will say something that kind of connects all day in from NBA Top Shot is fantasy football. Because like if you're into fantasy football, you know who these players are, and it makes you think, hey, if Dak Prescott goes down, Pollard's next man up. And if Pollard turns into, you know, so maybe you stack some of his moments because they're really cheap. So that's the kind of I go for sets. I'd like to get. I look on. They have websites out there, third-party websites. Own the Moment I like to use a lot. Moment ranks, live tokens, stuff like that. But Own the Moment is great because it show you how many actual moments are in that set and how you can sync your account and how many moments you have remaining. So
Okay, that's cool. I haven't
all
seen
the
that one.
oh, it's great. So although Allday, they're still going to be adding to these sets, and if on their recent blog they posted, "Hey, what the sets are," I can look and know. Okay, well, I got I have 26 of 40 of these moments, or another one. I think I have 16 of the 20. So I know, like, once they get released, I only got to snatch up 4 things, and I have a complete set.
Yeah.
To bring it full circle with the investors we were talking about earlier, the people that are just flipping these down the road, they're not going to care about. They're just going to want to complete the set because they want to get a higher collector score to get more opportunity to get more expensive moments. The sets, to me, is what's key because then if you're stacking those sets, those richer than us individuals are going to need to get those moments to complete the set, and you have
Right.
one of 69 or one of 29.
That's
You
right.
know.
That's right. The scarcity there, I think, is important. So you nailed that on the head. I also wanted to bring up utility. So this is not just a collectible that you own and it's
No.
going to remain nothing but a collectible forever, like a sports card would, right?
Mm-hmm.
NFTs, um, some NFTs now, most don't have utility now, but some do. But in the future, these sports licensed products will have utility. So, for instance, what stuck out to me in your account is you own the rarest legendary serialed moment on the marketplace today. So right now, the Chicago Bears team
Yep.
has their legendary moment, and there's only 29. There will never be any more. There's only 29. You're the proud owner of one of those 29 legendary moments for the Chicago Bears team. So that means that one day, if the Chicago Bears ever host a Super Bowl and they say, we are going to, whoever owns one of our 29 legendary moments, we're going to have a random drawing, and one of you get to go to the Super Bowl for free because you own that moment. That's something they can choose to do with a utility of owning that, and they're going to reward the owners that hold those very rare legendary moments. And that kind of stuck out to me as one of your most valuable moments. Is that your most valuable? So I think those are trading around 3,500.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that was kind of. I mean, I'm thinking the same way you're thinking because with the NBA and they have these new VIP All Star game, NFT exclusives, and you get exclusive rights to these games ahead of time and stuff. I was thinking down that line,
Right.
but I also my investor side of me was like, this doesn't make sense. If you look at all those moments at that particular moment when I got that one, um, all the other legendaries still had 46% in packs, 67% in packs. There's only 4 of those 29 remaining in packs somewhere, and this was just getting sunken down with the marketplace. There was 2 of them almost the same price. I almost wanted to grab them both at the time
So
because
this is a moment that you purchased.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you ripped it in a pack or not.
No, I'm hoping to. That's the dream to get
That's the
a lot
dream
of
to
rares, no
land a
legendary yet.
land a legendary. They're going to be
Yeah.
releasing the Genesis moments as the ultimate, which will be the one of ones. But I read something about they already have declared owners for those. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, and I'm kind of disappointed because you know like I said, there's a lot of faith in this product, but stuff like that I think kind of sways people away.
I
My
think they
wife
said they
is
were going to give them to the actual player.
that would be cool,
Yeah.
you know, because then I'll just hit up Gronk and he can sell me his. You know, I'm here
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Tampa,
Y'all are
cook
best
my
buds
lunch.
at this point.
No, that would be cool if, or maybe if they did an auction or something. But it would also be neat if they did something along the lines, like you're saying, with if you're a complete set holder and you met this criteria, you could go into a raffle for that. Because then it makes it feel like not only are you buying these moments, but you're doing it for a reason. And you know, I assume that Allday is going to do the same thing with as Top Shot, as they have challenges, and if you own X amount of moments, you can build and be even more rewarded. So it gives you more reason to hold and invest instead of just flipping all the time.
Sure.
But ultimately, when it comes down to it for me, and the only reason I'm really considering about the Top Shot over just straight Allday is just because we're still so much in the infancy. You know, this is season one, and they only really did half a season. If they release more, 1 through 12, sure, we'll see. But as of right now, I haven't seen anything official that that's going to happen. We'll see. Um, but next season, they're going to be pushing this hard. I mean, just think about how far the NFL has come in just 10 years and how much of a huge money making machine it is. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to market this thing to the sky. I mean, they had a booth at the Super Bowl this year. They had players like Keenan Allen was at the booth. Like, that's not like some scrub player. Like, these are big name players promoting,
Yeah.
this product.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal holds one of the top shot accounts in existence. I can't remember where he's ranked. He's not at the top because there are some whales in existence, but he's one of the
Yeah.
whales. He's got, I think, maybe a top 10 account. It's huge. I would have to fact check that to don't quote me on that, but I know Shaq's way up there.
To go into that as well, another strategy I had was just, if you look at your collector score from the beginning of Top Shot, a
Hmm.
lot of those moments are valued so highly because the collector score for season one, you had, more faith in it, so it's a more reward. These moments, there's no reason they should be selling for $3, $4. I mean, you're just cutting yourself short. You spent $49 on a pack. They should be $15 floor. Like, but people are cutting it. So for me, I don't care who the player is. $4, I'm scooping it up. You know what I mean? Like, if I got the money and I have
Well,
spare time, I'm just
let's
gonna.
talk about the lowest a moment could ever be sold for is when you list a moment on the marketplace, you can't
Yeah,
list a moment for $4.75, or you can't list a moment for $100.25. They only let you list it by the dollar. And so
yeah,
the floor, the least expensive it could ever be is $1 for a moment.
yeah,
And if you look at all the different classifications of the moments, we know that moments that have badges, special badges, are worth more than moments that don't have badges. Well, there are
yes,
moments that have badges right now that are at the $4 floor. And that's not gonna remain the case. I think the fact that the NFL season is over, there's not a lot of
yeah,
interest in off-season football aside from we had the combine last night, which is always fun throughout the
yeah.
weekend, and then we've got the draft coming back. But I think that we'll see the marketplace do a little bit of volatility over the next several months. But I think once the next NFL season cranks up August, September, you're going to see the marketplace go zoop, just like it does with Top Shot when it's basketball
Yeah.
season, right? Because these challenges that they put in place where they give you free moments or free packs incentivizes you to watch the sport. And there's just that many more people on the marketplace buying and selling and uh, acting like complete degenerates, which is where we can capitalize on some mistakes.
Hey, if people want to make it's, and that's another thing is just paying attention. You got to use some of these third party tools because it really does open your eyes. And like, I think On the Moment has they'll track, and you can see a moment's gone down 40% in value in one day. and you look at it and you're like, why? That doesn't make any sense. Just scoop it up, save it for later. Particularly those badges. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense. Any rookie player has the opportunity to be a Jared Allen, season two. You know, maybe not in the quarterback sense, but like some of these wide receivers, like I look at Kendrick Bourne. I'm a Patriots player. I'm biased. A Patriots fan. I'm biased, but like he wasn't in a good situation in San Francisco. He came here. He's kind of breaking out, and then next year could be his big year.
Yeah,
So just paying attention, scooping up that floor while you can, because it's going to come back and it's all going to be worth it.
that's right. Yeah, I've always liked Kendrick Bourne. I think he's a good player. But when I'm focused on, so I'm a collector and an investor, right? I always look for investment opportunities just because I know the market so well. I look at it like 3 times a day at least, so I know exactly what's going on at all times. So I'm always looking for those buy sell opportunities, but I'm also a collector. But as far as investments go, if you do want to make money, rookies, rookie badged players, of course, always trade higher than not. And then
Yep.
a strategy I took away from like sports cards is purchasing players who are on the brink of retirement, right? So number one,
Yep.
these players don't have a lot of moments because this is new and they don't sell old moments except for very special pack drops, and NFL hasn't done that yet.
Yeah.
So I picked up so cheap an Adrian Peterson Seattle Seahawks moment, and it's got a anytime someone has their very first moment on NFL All Day, it comes with a badge that says this is their
Yeah.
very first moment on NFL All Day. And that's always going to be the players one of their most valuable moments if it's a common moment, right?
Yeah.
So I picked up Adrian Peterson, which is super crazy because he's in a Seattle Seahawks jersey. And
And he was only there for,
uh, how many games was he a Seahawk?
I think
Like
it was like two weeks or something,
it was
but
like 2 or 3
whatever.
max. So I've got
Yeah.
his. So I picked up a double digit serial number. I think there's 10,000 moments. I got number 60 on the marketplace
Oh,
for 60
awesome.
bucks.
That's insane. So just before you go any further, just because you're bringing that up, I just want to say when you went to go purchase that moment, and if people are interested in getting into this, don't always just cut yourself short for that lowest price, because
Hmm.
that AP might have been $10, but if you just spend 2 seconds, scroll just 2 seconds, you're gonna see some joker that's selling it for $11 and it's 3,000 less serial number. Or maybe in your instance, I think I spent 25 for my Adrian Peterson at the time, or 29. You spend an extra $30 and you're getting this primo serial number just because you spent 2 seconds just scrolling to look. So don't just always go for that lowest price. You got to think of, you know, my rule is a lot of times I'll give myself a $10 range, and then I'll go, as soon as I get under 1,000, then I'll kind of debate going to a $15 bump if needed.
Right.
But a lot of times you'll see it. It'll just be a $2 bump and you're under 1,000 on the serial number.
That's right.
So,
There's a big difference. And what people look at, yeah, they look at where your serial number is, but they're looking at is your serial number a single digit, which is insane,
yep.
which is very rare. Is it
Yeah.
double digit, triple digit, or quadruple digit serial number, right?
Yeah.
So I really, for investment opportunities, I try to look at double digit or lower. Um, because yeah, you can make nominal trades just buying the lowest value moment and hope it goes up a little bit. But there's people that just post those low serial numbers because they're trying to get rid of them because they want to make some money so they can buy something else. And serial numbers that have the most value, I think, are of course like if you can get one, 1 through 10 or 1 through 20, a top 20
Yep.
serial number, your
Jersey
gold.
match.
Uh, the meme serial numbers people love. So people love buying 69, people love buying
Yeah,
420, right? It's the memes serial numbers sell for higher for whatever reason. People also love 77 or 777,
yeah.
or any combination of 888, something like that. And then the jersey number is kind of even better than. What would you rather have? A number one cereal or a jersey number cereal? Because it
It's
depends
really
on the
tough.
player.
It depends on the player. Like I saw on some of the social media groups, somebody pulled that legendary Justin Herbert
10.
jersey number.
10.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what are they like the chances of getting that? But like, just how lucky it is that there's
Yeah.
only that limited amount, and he's got a jersey number. To me,
Yes.
I think it would be epic. Like, imagine having a Paul
That
Pierce 34 for me, or a Tom Brady number 12
12.
serial number. Like,
That
that's
feels more epic than the one. Depending
yeah,
on the player, they're priced similarly. But yeah, if you pull the Tom Brady 12, I can
oh
guarantee
yeah,
you that 12 is worth more than the serial number one. And you
definitely.
can probably justify that by going to Top Shot, go to one of
Yep.
LeBron's moments, and I guarantee you the 23 is more than the one.
Now I do like that. So Allday made that a separate badge compared to Top Shot. So Top Shot, they started like adding it into like when you could buy it and stuff down the road. But I like that Allday recognizes it right up front. I like it, but I also don't like it because some people would have just sold it and not even thought about it.
Yeah, that's right. There's
Yeah.
also people that take the serial number philosophy super deep, and I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna lie. I take it super deep and super nichey, and I think certain things that people won't take into account that the actual player will value later on down the road, and that is the old birthday serial number. So
Oh,
I was perusing the internet yesterday, or the marketplace on NFL all day, and one of the most undervalued moments I came across
yeah.
was Aaron Donald. It was his debut moment on NFL All Day, and his birthday is May of 1991. And the serial number 591 was available for next to nothing compared to all the other moments. And that's his
Because it's a
birthday.
random. You're looking into it. Yeah, I've seen that even in Top Shop. I've seen double jersey numbers, which kind of faded away. But then
Right.
I've seen people even doing like spelling things out. Like, if you can remember texting how you actually had to use the numbers to spell things, and people would spell out try to spell the person's name or something like that. So there's a lot of things out there, and some people, there is a niche marketplace for that.
Yeah.
Like you said, like some people, all they want is the straight sevens,
Yeah.
and they want the seventh serial number, and if it's 100, 777, whatever it is. So you just
I
gotta
think
kind of
if you
keep an
can
eye on it.
convince other people that some of those things are important, hey, maybe you can sell it for more. I think people's birthdays are important to them, so I think Aaron Donald might, if that becomes a thing, birthday
Yeah,
cereals,
that would
he'd
be
be like,
really cool.
I want my birthday cereal. I want to sell
Maybe
Aaron
he'll buy
Donald one
yours.
moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I keep an eye
Um,
out for that stuff without wasting too much time.
no, it's cool. I think the biggest thing to take from all of us is we all have a really good opportunity, and at the end of the day, it is fun. I mean, when
It
you
is.
do open that pack, it's a lot of fun, and you get these moments, and you're either bummed or happy. But it's the same as going to the store. You open up that pack, and it's luck of the draw. Um, Now, convincing your wife or significant other that this is a good idea—that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story. My wife calls me an idiot every day because she's like, "What are you doing on your phone?" I was like, "I was just checking to see if I sold any moments." She's like, "You're an idiot."
She never. I mean, it's the biggest waste of money. Blah blah. Until I pulled a hollow Luca about a month
No,
ago. Yeah, and boom, paid off a bunch of bills like that. And she was just like, normally I'd hold,
that'll
but
change your
I was
mind.
like, yeah. And then she was like, oh my gosh, that's the craziest thing. I can't believe that. But still, like, I can't believe someone would spend money on that. I'm like, oh my gosh, whatever. Just believe.
It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. They are. People are spending money
Hey,
on it. LeBron
that
James sold. Uh, it may have been. It was jersey number or number one. I can't remember, but someone paid $250,000 for that thing. It's like
and that's I
people
use
care
that
about it.
example all the time. And I say, even that Bears moment in my circumstance, like
You
I,
can't sell
I
that.
spent a little bit, I spent a little money on it, but like right now, I could sell it. I'm not going to, but I could, and it would. I'm
Hmm.
almost made 100% of my investment. At one moment, the floor it's 35, but there's
Yeah.
only one moment between 35 and 8,500 for
Okay.
that one moment. So
Yeah.
it's like for a little bit, it jumped all the way. I mean, you were talking about like a 300% increase if you're thinking investing wise. But I'm thinking we're not even at a beta. Someday these
Right.
huge whales are going to want to complete the Bears set. And the Bears is a big team marketplace like Dallas or the Patriots or, you
Absolutely.
know, and there's going to be some guy that wants that and he's willing to spend $40,000 on just
Yep.
one of 29. And maybe then I'll sell it, but we'll see.
Well, and in that case, people are going to be purchasing those or those legendary moments for their utility later on. And mark my words on that. The utility behind these, whether it's they're going to offer you 50% on season tickets, which you could, you're not in Chicago, but you could buy 50% off season tickets and you can make double your money selling the tickets or whatever incentives they decide to offer because you own their product. It's going to be
Yeah.
huge in the future. And that's where a lot of money is going to be made is once they introduce new utilities, they're going to be so hot.
I do think that the NFL is going to do a better job than the NBA when it comes down to it in introducing that utility. I like what the, and this kind of leads into one of the topics you brought up as a talking point of just utilities of NFTs altogether. I do think they're going to do a better job. NFL, NBA, I like how they have these all star, or these team NFTs, but I didn't like that it was kind of more of an auction and it's just like anybody can just throw thousands and thousands of dollars and get in. So I hope they kind of change that with Allday. I think they will. I think they'll, value the collector more.
Yep.
But to bring it to that point is, do I think that a picture of some crazy monkey on a metaverse wall is the future of NFTs? I honestly don't, and that might upset some people. I think that that's good for some people, and if that's what they want to do with their money, that's fine. But I think ticket sales in just general, you go to a game now and they've evolved from your paper tickets to your email tickets to, the ones that you could screenshot to the ones that got the red line that goes across now because there's always people scalping these tickets and frauding these tickets.
That's right.
Mark my words that every NFL, NBA, every ticket you get in the future is going to be built on the blockchain and it's going to be an NFT.
That's right.
Now, it will be built there and it's on a exchange where it's transferred and you'll see where it's going and where it's coming from.
Yep.
And that will be the future. And
Yep.
what excites me about that the most is say you go to an NFL game and you have bought this NFT ticket to go
Yep.
to the game and it sees that you have an Allday account and now you get 20% off
Beer.
concessions because you have the team set
That's
or
right.
something silly like that. You know what I
They
mean?
can do anything. They can be as creative as they want with those utilities, and that's what's going to be huge. And I think you're right about the art NFTs. So you've got a million art NFT projects that are going to fizzle out to be nothing because they're not going to get creative enough with the utility, and the piece of art is just not going to be unique enough to where people care about it. Now, you mentioned Board Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Now that's more than just art now. That
Yeah.
was its
It's a
original purpose,
community.
but now Board Ape Yacht Club is a brand and it's a status symbol. And people value status more than they give themselves credit for. They do. Why,
Yep.
why do people wear Nikes? It's a status symbol, right? So is Board Ape Yacht Club. It's a brand. CryptoPunk's the original. It's a brand. So those are gonna if they can get creative with utility behind those are going to stay skyrocketed to the moon. They're not going anywhere.
I think they will, but I will also say the thing that kind of, it's not approachable for the common user. Nobody can throw $250,000 on a picture of an ape. Like normal people can't do that. They have to get lucky
Yep.
or just have been in early.
Yep.
Where I feel like Allday,
Yep.
particularly, you have an opportunity, even as the common user, if you're savvy enough to kind of peruse the marketplace to build yourself. And then even me, I got into Top Shot a little bit later than a lot of people. And just by knowing, hey, Jordan Poole is going to be a good player coming up. Like, let's stack some. Jason Tatum. I mean, Jason Tatum. Come on.
Yeah.
I know, but nobody knows. At the time, I mean, I was stacking. I think I got like 20 of his moments. And they're all double the price. Just because people aren't thinking about that type of stuff. But if you care about your sport, you care about the collecting, you really do have an opportunity.
Yep.
From a baseline level. You don't have to be a millionaire to get into the status quo Yeti Bored Ape Yacht Club type of deal. You know what I mean?
That's right. All right, man. Well, we're nearing our time limit here, but just got we'll wrap it up with this. Why don't you give every beginner or anybody that's not in the NFT market for NFL all day right now, what are your top three tips for someone new?
Number one tip, don't spend more money than you can afford to lose. That's the number one tip.
Of course.
Number two, I would say start off with what you love. Start off with your Dallas Cowboys or your Patriots or whatever. So no matter what happens with that floor, you're still like, oh, cool, I got my team. And, I have this team. And it's just something cool that I do as a collector thing, Number three, I dropped my headphone. Number three, I would say, for people like us, we look at the marketplace more often. But like if you're just at a collector standpoint, or even if you are an investor, don't get all wrapped up about the price now. It's a long-term hold, and utility will come, and your patience will reward you. So, don't look at,
1000%.
you got Tom Brady for 300 and it's 240 right now. Oh my gosh, I need to sell. It's like you only lose, and this goes for investing altogether. You only lose if you sell. Okay, if you wait long enough, most likely it's going to come back. And with the utility down the road, it's such in its infancy that like yes. I feel pretty confident that we're going to be all right if you just hold.
Man, those are three great tips. We're still in diapers here. We're in the infancy of this, and yes, you can make money short term if investing is your goal, but you will benefit long term for sure owning some rare season one moments. If you look back on Top Shot, there people have become millionaires just by holding moments, and it's crazy what this market is. I appreciate having you on and all your insight. I hope your account goes to the moon. You're off to a great start, and
Thanks.
I am happy to have one more Patriot fan, but we'll try to limit it to just you for now.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. It's Cowboys fan. I have a lot now being in Texas this long. I've been here about 5 years, so I got a lot of Cowboys fans now. But welcome to the club. Are you hitting this pack drop today?
I'll be no. I'm not going to participate because I'm in the financial services industry and I understand numbers and I understand probability and the way the marketplace is right now, your money is better, unless you hit the lottery, which is, it's possible and people do it every pack drop, but not that many people. So if you're smart about your money, you're not going to participate in the pack drop today.
I don't like today. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, like it's just,
I'll be watching.
And that's a whole other discussion for another episode of just looking into that. But what's in the pack, and it's just not worth it to me. I'll hit the marketplace tonight hard though.
Yeah, I think we could probably keep up with this NFL all day thing, and maybe just jump on and start a little weekly update
Yeah,
podcast, me and you.
sounds good, man. I'm all about it. If I got the time, I'm gonna be moving to abroad very soon. But when I have the time, we'll niche it out. And like I said, it was really cool to just talk about this with someone who understands, and hopefully we can generate some interest in the community. And if they have any questions, shoot them my way, through our DMs or whatever, and or the
Yeah, how do
comments.
people want to ask you questions? How do they find you?
Uh, I have a Twitter, but I'd say for this, we could just stick with comments with you, and I could help answer. But if things developed, I could change to I have a private Twitter as well that I use for stock polling and stuff like that, so I could adjust through there. But I'm on Facebook. If you go on Facebook and you go to the NFL OG page,
Yes.
um, you can find me on there. Shoot me a DM or just hit me up in the comments, and I'm happy to answer any questions if I can. But that's how we connected, and I just feel like the other aspect we didn't really talk about is just how great the community is,
Yes.
helping each other out. And we might bust each other's beans once in a while, but like overall, people are gonna help promote your moment that you want to sell, or congratulate you on your big lotto ticket that you won with your legendary number 10, Justin Herbert, and just support each other. So, and it kind of helps ease those tides of when the market's going down, hearing other people's perspective. So you're not hiding in a closet crying about your $60 down. You'll know, this is fine. Everybody's saying it's fine. I'm just going to hold.
Yeah. That's right, brother. Well, hey, I appreciate having you on. Look forward to talking to you more in the future, and holler at you later.
All right, man. God bless. Have a great day.
All right, later.